Arsenal doing a remontada at the St. James's Park without Bukayo Saka is one of the biggest statements Arsenal Football Club could make. And this statement is not just for the football club. This is a bold claim of their desire to win the Premier League title. Let me remind you that the last time Arsenal won at the St. James's Park was in 2023. That is insane. A team that has been aspiring to win the Premier League title 3 seasons in a row, being second. And the last time you won Newcastle at the St. James's Park is in 2023. The 2 important goals that were scored by Arsenal to complete their comeback tells us about the newfound belief, desire, hunger, bravery that Arsenal Football Club has found in the leadership of Mikel Arteta. I know this is hard to believe, but Pep Guardiola had the worst percentage of possession in the Premier League history since the 9 years that he took over, and that was against Arsenal Football Club in a game at the Emirates, which ended in a 1-1. And not only that, Pep Guardiola, for once in his lifetime, packed the bus like a prime, you say, Mourinho. This tells a lot about this new Arsenal Football Club. And in a game against Newcastle, there are 5 things I believe you might have missed because of the intensity of the game and the mixed emotions because of the referee decisions that went against both teams. Now, before we get into the main topic of this video, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. YouTube tells us that about 95% of our viewers do not subscribe to the channel. We're on a journey to 1,000 subscribers. It will mean so much to us if you could hit that subscribe button. Now, first on the list is Bukayo Saka's new role. Now, I know that this is a bit dicey. When you look at the penalty, the ball that ended in the penalty, which is eventually overturned by VAR, look at the positioning of Bukayo Saka. Now, when you look at it, he is basically the center forward or the striker, and Gyökeres had occupied his position. Now, a little bit of twist about how Sesko and Mbeumo plays at United. Mbeumo tries to occupy the space between the left center back and the left back position, and now that creates a bit of indecision between the defense who should actually mark him, and that is what led to the penalty which was overturned. Now, that's something I think we'll be seeing a lot going forward. Now, we all know how physical the Premier League is and how defenders will be so tight on Victor Gyökeres, especially when they know his aerial abilities are not that great as compared to Kai Havertz. We've seen this in a lot of the matches that we've played. This is where we see Gyökeres either falling or not being able to hold that play. We've seen a lot of them, and I think Mikel Arteta is trying to devise Bukayo Saka as an inside forward when we go long, especially when he knows the ball most likely will be rolled off or laid over by Victor Gyökeres. And as we can see, this is what led to the ball that almost got us the penalty kick. Second on the list is the team beginning to understand the movement and positioning of Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres had his best game for Arsenal in this game against Newcastle, not against Leeds where he scored 2 goals. It is against Newcastle. Now, you can confirm this by his stats where he had 32 touches in a game, the most he's had in one game, and had 12 touches in the opposition box. And out of this, he had 6 shots, 3 blocked, 2 off target, and 1 on target. Now, this may not be so attractive to the likes of Haaland and other strikers that we have in the Premier League, but when you look at the way Arsenal plays, where Arsenal has played without a typical striker, this is a new change that is coming to Arsenal. And as time goes on, we are going to be seeing a lot more of balls being geared towards the striker or the man up front. That is Victor Gyökeres. This is something that we should be looking at, because if Arsenal are now trying to play to their striker and their striker are getting involved as the wingers and the playmakers, Arsenal will be deadly to any opposition that they play against. Third on the list is William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes being our best center back pair. Now, I know we have Christian Mosquera, who is a very good backup to Saliba, who is an upgrade on Kivior, actually. But we should not forget that William Saliba is one of the best center backs in the league. If he has just one game off, or if this team, if these players make just a mistake, that is normal. Everyone makes a mistake. These are not robots who are playing. They make mistakes. So if there is one mistake, I don't think Arsenal fans should be moaning so much about it. Yes, Saliba made some mistakes, but that is part of the game. In a game against Newcastle, Gabriel Magalhaes made a silly mistake which cost us, but he redeemed himself. These are the kind of players that Arsenal Football Club we have, and we have to start respecting these players. William Saliba could have easily gone to Real Madrid, especially when he has just 2 years left on his contract. But what did he do? He extended his contract at the club. If I were to ask you, which center back would you replace Saliba with in this Arsenal football team? It will be a hard decision for you to make. So if a player makes a decision, if a player makes a mistake, we as a football club should be a bit considerate. Now, fourth on the list is that Mikel Merino is not a player that we can sleep on. Mikel Merino is a player that can get you out of tight situations. Mikel Merino has gotten Arsenal out of very tight spots. I remember a game against Liverpool, I think it was at Anfield, where he had that header which got us back into the game. Against Leicester City, he came off the bench and scored 2 goals. In the Champions League, when we did not have a striker, Mikel Merino filled in that position, and we didn't feel like we missed a striker. Now, this is the type of player that we have in our club, a player that is part of the Spanish national team. Do you think any player at all makes it to the Spanish national team? Look at the talent in this Spanish national team, and Mikel Merino has always been a part of that team. In the game against Newcastle, he was the reason why Arsenal got back in the game and were able to eventually get the 3 points. So we have always been very critical of Mikel Merino anytime he plays, anytime he starts, but we should just trust Mikel Arteta on some of the decisions. When Mikel Merino was coming on the field, everyone was angry. We are losing. Why are you bringing Mikel Merino? Why is Odegaard on the bench and you're bringing in Mikel Merino? Look at what Mikel Merino did. He proved everyone wrong. Arteta once again proved everyone wrong. Now, I'm not saying that in a game where we have to be attacking, we should put Mikel Merino. What I'm saying is that we should learn to trust the decisions of Mikel Arteta. Now, we've seen that Eze could play the number 10 role, and we could equally be as dangerous going forward. And we could have also seen that Eze and Odegaard could also play together. This gives the team so many options. This gives the team so many attacking options that any defense at all will find it really hard to stop. Fifth on the list is the mentality change of Arsenal Football Club. Before Mikel Arteta took over, the spirit in this club was gone. There was no hunger. There was no desire. There was no bravery. That was the team Mikel Arteta took over. Now, Mikel Arteta has been able to restore the relationship between the club and the fans. Now, even when we are playing a game, we are down by 1 goal, we still have belief that we can win the game. When we are playing against tough teams like Manchester City, we still have the belief that we can get something. I can't believe we played against Manchester City without Saka and we still felt like we could win. I can't believe we played against Liverpool without Saka and Arsenal Football Club. We still believe we could have gone out to win that game. This is what the team mentality has gotten to. This is where, as a football club, we have reached. Now, all thanks to this man, Mikel Arteta, the man who brought back the spirit in the team, the man who restored the relationship between the club and Arsenal football fans, the man who has been able to fend off Real Madrid from snatching away our top stars. We used to be a club who will sell our top players. Alexander Song went to Barcelona. We have Robin van Persie leaving. We have Alexis Sanchez leaving. We've been the club that has had our very best players leaving the club to seek greener pastures elsewhere. And Mikel Arteta has brought that to an end. Real Madrid were after Saliba. But what did Saliba say? I want Arsenal. Now the team and the players know that we are close to something. They know that it's just a matter of time. We will be heading towards some silverwares. And this is the time as fans of Arsenal Football Club that we have to support this team. And since we are talking about support, this is the time that I would really appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button as we are on our journey to 1,000 subscribers. Listen, Mikel Arteta has done so much for this football club. Yes, there's been over 100 million quid spent, but look at the players that we have. We have the best squad in Europe, and we are not the most expensive one. That is the team that we have. A team that top talents have the desire to join. A team that big names want to stay. That is the team that Mikel Arteta has created. We have to give Mikel Arteta his flowers. We have to respect Mikel Arteta and his decision. And listen, I don't think even if he didn't win the league this season, I don't think the club is going to part ways with him, because we know where we are coming from. We know the kind of losses that we have endured, the heartbreaks that Arsenal Football Club and fans we have endured. And now we go into games without Saka, without Saliba, and I still have some confidence that we are still getting all 3 points. Listen, people, let me know your thoughts down below. If there is anything that I missed out on, this is the uncensored opinion of football fans. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please smash that subscribe button, hit the post notification bell, and kindly leave your thoughts in the comment section. See you in our next video. We out. It's fantasy!